volume is good. Yeah. Hare Krishna. So he's known as the godmother. Sometimes holds a club, sometimes holds a plow. And he takes part in the pastimes of Krishna in Vrindavan and elsewhere. Krishna is the supreme enjoyer, and one way that Krishna enjoys is by expanding himself into many forms. He enjoys, he accomplishes everything, either personally or through his various expanded forms. Ramadi Murti Shukala, oh yeah, that's much better, thank you. Ramadi Murti Shukala Niyame Matishta, Namavatara Makarod Buddhaneshu. Krishna Swam Samadabhat Balaram Purnima, Govindamadi Purusha Tamani. Krishna is the original personality of Godhead, and all the incarnations expand, or all the expansions of the Lord proceed from Lord Balaram. Perhaps with the one unit turned off, this one's not so bad. Well, now it's really quiet. I don't know if we're all going to fry. We'll find out. The Kritavan Kila Karmani Saharani Nikesham Atimartyani Padaman Upakapadamani. In the first canto, Krishna performs his transcendental activities, Saharami Nikesham, along with Lord Rama, Lord Balaram. And they're all Atimartyani, superhuman activities. And Upakapadamani, they appear to be the activities of human beings, although sometimes Krishna and Balaram do exceptional things. So I thought I'd read a little bit. My godbrother Jayadvaita Swami has been recording readings of Srila Prabhupada's books every day online. He reads from Prabhupada's books with just a little discussion at the end. And it's so relishable just to hear the readings. For those who are interested, they're on YouTube. I think the title is Daily Reading of Srila Prabhupada's books. So, following a little bit in his footsteps, I'm going to read some, but I'll also comment here and there. But this chapter 15, the killing of Denakasura, is so sweet that it's nice to read. In this way, as described in the previous chapter, Sri Krishna, along with his elder brother Balaram, passed the childhood age known as Kaumara and stepped into the age of Prauganda from the 6th year up to the 10th. At that time, all the cowherd men conferred and agreed to give those boys who had passed their 5th year, charge of the cows in the pasturing grounds. Somebody's probably in the wrong place.
There we go. Given charge of the cows, Krishna and Balaram traversed Vrindavan, purifying the land with their lotus footprints. Accompanied by the cowherd boys and Balaram, Krishna brought forward the cows and played on his flute as he entered the forest of Vrindavan, which was full of flowers, vegetation, and pasturing grass. The Vrindavan forest was as sanctified as the clear mind of a devotee, and was full of bees, flowers, and fruits. There were chirping birds and clear water lakes with waters that could relieve one of all fatigue. Sweet-smelling breezes blew always, refreshing the mind and body. Krishna, with his friends and Balaram, entered the forest and, seeing the favorable situation, desired to enjoy the atmosphere to the fullest extent. Krishna saw all the trees overloaded with fruits and fresh twigs, bending down to touch the ground, as if welcoming him by touching his lotus feet. He was very pleased by the behavior of the trees, fruits and flowers, and he began to smile, realizing their desires. Srila Prabhupada tells, well, I'll read more. Krishna then spoke to his elder brother Balaram as follows. Prabhupada, the day after installing Krishna Balaram in Vrindavan, told this pastime, and the way he phrased it, he said that Krishna was flattering Balaram, praising Balaram. So Krishna said, "My dear brother, you are superior to all of us, and your lotus feet are worshipped by the demigods. Just see how these trees, full with fruits and flowers, have bent down to worship your lotus feet. It appears that they are trying to get out of the darkness that has obliged them to accept the form of trees. Actually, the trees born in the land of Vrindavan are not ordinary living entities. Having held the impersonal point of view in their past lives, they have been put into the stationary condition of life. But now they have the opportunity of seeing you in Vrindavan, and they are praying for further advancement in spiritual life through your personal association. Generally, living entities in the mode of darkness obtain the bodies of trees. The impersonalist philosophers are in that darkness, but they eradicate it by taking full advantage of your presence. I think the drones that are buzzing all around you must have been your devotees in their past lives. They cannot leave your company because no one can be a better, more affectionate master than you. You are the supreme and original personality of Godhead, and the drones are just trying to spread your glories by chanting at every moment. I think some of them must be great sages, devotees of your lordship, and they're disguising themselves in the form of drones because they're unable to give up your company, even for a moment. My dear brother, you are the supreme, worshipable Godhead. Just see how the peacocks are dancing before you in great ecstasy. The deer, whose behavior is just like that of the gopis, are welcoming you with the same affection. And the cuckoos, who are residing in this forest, are welcoming you with their joyful, sweet cries, because they consider that your appearance in their home is so auspicious. Even though they are trees and animals, these residents of Vrindavan are glorifying you. They are prepared to welcome you to the best of their ability, as is the practice of great souls in receiving another great soul at home. As for the land, it's so pious and fortunate because the footprints of your lotus feet are marking its body. It's quite natural for these Vrindavan inhabitants to thus receive a great personality like you. The herbs, creepers, and plants are also so fortunate to touch your lotus feet. And by your touching the twigs with your fingernails, these small plants are also made glorious. As for the hills and the rivers, they too are now glorious because you are glancing at them. Above all, the damsels of Braja, the gopis, are the most glorious because you embrace them with your strong arms, being attracted by their beauty. So in this way, Krishna was praising Lord Balaram. You're the original personality of Godhead. All the Brajbasis, all the residents of the forest, even the trees and the insects are offering their respects to you. This is not wrong because Balaram is also Krishna. There's no difference between Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and Lord Balaram, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. What is that? Advaitam Achyutam Anadim Anantarupa. All the unlimited forms that Krishna displays are really one person. Eka Brahma Dvitiya Nasti. There's only one absolute truth, not many. Not that there's so many gods, thousands and thousands. There's one absolute truth, the personality of Godhead. But he appears in Anantarupam, many thousands of Vishnu expansions. They're all Advaitam, they're all one, there's no difference between them, and yet they have their individuality at the same time. This is part of the glory of Krishna, that he can appear, although one, in many different ways, and still be the same person. And those individual expansions act individually. When there was the question of Subhadra's marriage, Krishna wanted her to marry Arjuna, and Balaram wanted her to marry Duryodhana. So there was some difference of opinion. between Krishna and Balaram, although they're the same person. They're one, but they're manifested as two. So Krishna is praising Lord Balaram. After all, Lord Balaram is the elder brother. You're the original personality of Godhead. So this is a sweet exchange between Krishna and Balaram. Really, Krishna's expounding his own glories. He's, yes, expounding his own glories because Balaram is no one else but Krishna. And yet, he's also glorifying Lord Balaram separately. Similarly, Gaur Nitai, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu are the same person, but they've appeared in two different forms as Gauranga Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu. The description of Vrindavan is so sweet that only a fool would not want to go there. Well, I shouldn't say only a fool, because there are... Okay. Announcement 2. Please check your mobile and see that it's in silent mode. Mobiles that ring hereafter will be confiscated and sold at auction. Okay. Oh, let's read a little bit more about Krishna and Balaram in their boyhood years in Vrindavan, and then we'll get to some action too. In this way, Lord Krishna and Balaram began to enjoy the residence of Vrindavan to their full satisfaction as they herded the calves and cows on the bank of the Jamuna. All right. किसका मोबाइल है?
It's not a mobile phone, it's a light that's ecstatic.
A light that's ecstatic. Everything's got a voice. We've entered the spiritual world where even the inanimate objects can speak. That was a really good kirtan. Even the inanimate objects are, well. In some places, Krishna and Balaram were accompanied by their friends. The boys were singing, imitating the humming sound of the drones, and accompanying Krishna and Balaram, who were garlanded with forest flowers. While walking, the boys sometimes imitated the quacking sound of the swans in the lakes, or when they saw the peacocks dancing, they imitated them before Krishna. Krishna also moved his neck, imitating the dancing and making his friends laugh. The peacocks there. Yes. The cows taken care of by Krishna had different names, and Krishna would call them with love. After hearing Krishna calling, the cows would immediately respond by mooing, and the boys would enjoy this exchange to their heart's content. They would all imitate the sound vibrations made by the different kinds of birds, especially the chakoras peacocks, cuckoos, and paradwajas. Sometimes, when they would see the weaker animals fleeing out of fear of the sounds of tigers and lions, the boys, along with Krishna and Balaram, would imitate the animals and run away with them. Good preventive maintenance. When Krishna and Balaram felt some fatigue, they would sit down, and Balaram would put his head on the lap of one of the boys just to take rest. And Krishna would immediately come and begin massaging the legs of Balaram. And sometimes Krishna would take a palm fan and fan the body of Balaram, causing a pleasing breeze to relieve him of the fatigue. Other boys would sometimes dance or sing while Balaram took rest. And sometimes they would wrestle amongst themselves or jump. When the boys were thus engaged, Krishna would immediately join them, and catching their hands, he would enjoy their company and laugh, and praise their activities. When Krishna would feel tired and fatigued, he would sometimes take shelter of the root of a big tree or the lap of a cowherd boy and lie down. When he would lie down with a boy or a root as his pillow, some of the boys would come and massage his legs, and some would fan his body with a fan made from leaves. Some of the more talented boys would sing in very sweet voices to please him. Thus, very soon, his fatigue would go away. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, whose legs are tended by the goddess of fortune, shared himself with the cowherd boys as one of them, expanding his internal potency to appear exactly like a village boy. But despite his appearing just like a village boy, there were occasions when he proved himself to be the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Sometimes men pose themselves as the Supreme Personality of Godhead and cheat innocent people, but they can only cheat. They cannot exhibit the potency of God. So these dealings of Krishna and Balaram were exhibitions of Krishna's internal potency, Swarup Shakti, his chit potency, his transcendental energy. He appears to be just like a village boy, and Vrindavan appears to be just like a cowherd village. But those who know the science can understand that Krishna is the original source of everything, the personality of Godhead, that the boys are all his eternal associates, that Lord Balaram is the source of the Purusha avatars who maintain the entire cosmic manifestation. In this way, Krishna is appearing like an ordinary boy. Balaram's appearing like an ordinary boy, but they're the personalities of Godhead. Hmm? And sometimes they do something extraordinary, which the so-called gods can't do at all. They can produce a Rolex or something, but that's about it. Shall we have some action? While Krishna was thus engaged in his transcendental pastimes, exhibiting his internal potency in the company of the supermost fortunate cowherd boys, there occurred another chance for him to exhibit the superhuman powers of Godhead. His most intimate friends, Sridhama, Subal, and Stoka Krishna, addressed Krishna and Balaram with great love and affection thus: "Dear Balaram, you are very powerful. Your arms are very strong. Dear Krishna, you are very expert in killing all kinds of disturbing demons. Will you kindly note that just near this place there's a big forest of the name Talavan. This forest is full of palm trees, and all the trees are filled with fruits. Some have fallen down, and some are very ripe, even in the trees. It's a very nice place, but because of a great demon, Dhenukasura, it is very difficult to go there. No one can reach the trees to collect the fruits. Dear Krishna and Balaram, this demon is present there in the form of an ass, and is surrounded by similar demon friends who have assumed the same shape. All of them are very strong, so it's difficult to approach this place. Dear brothers, you are the only persons who can kill such demons. Other than you, no one can go there for fear of being killed. Not even animals go there. No birds are living there. They've all left. One can only appreciate the sweet aroma that is coming from that place. It appears that up till now, no one has tasted the sweet fruits there either, on the tree or on the ground. Dear Krishna, to tell you frankly, we're very attracted by this sweet aroma. Dear Balaram, if you like, let's all go there and enjoy these fruits. The aroma of the fruits is now spread everywhere. Don't you smell it from here? When Balaram and Krishna were thus petitioned by their intimate friends, they were inclined to please them, and with smiling faces they proceeded toward the forest, surrounded by all their friends. Immediately upon entering the Talavan, Balaram began to yank the trees with his arms, exhibiting the strength of an elephant. Because of this jerking, all the ripe fruits fell down on the ground. Upon hearing the sound of the falling fruits, the demon Dhenukasura, who was living there in the form of an ass, approached with great force, shaking the whole field, so that all the trees moved as if there were an earthquake. The demon appeared before Balaram and kicked his chest with his hind legs. At first, Balaram didn't say anything. But with great anger, the demon kicked him again, more vehemently. This time, Balaram immediately caught hold of the legs of the ass with one hand and, wheeling him around, threw him into the treetops. while being wheeled around by Balaram, the demon lost his life. Balaram threw the demon into the biggest palm tree about, and the demon's body was so heavy that the palm tree fell upon other trees, and several fell down. It appeared as if a great hurricane was passing through the forest, and all the trees were falling down, one after another. This exhibition of extraordinary strength is not astonishing, because Balaram is the personality of Godhead, known as Anantashesh Nag, who is holding all the planets on the hoods of his millions of heads. He maintains the whole cosmic manifestation, exactly as horizontal and vertical threads hold the weaving of a cloth. After the demon had been thrown into the trees, all the friends and associates of Dhenukasura assembled and attacked Balaram and Krishna with great force. They were determined to retaliate and avenge the death of their friend. But Krishna and Balaram caught each of the asses by the hind legs and exactly in the same way wheeled them around. Thus they killed all of them and threw them into the palm trees. Because of the dead bodies of the asses, there was a panoramic scene. It appeared as if clouds of various colors were assembled in the trees. Hearing of this great incident, the demigods from the higher planets showered flowers on Krishna and Balaram and beat drums and offered devotional prayers. A few days after the killing of Dhenukasura, people began to come into the Talavan forest to collect the fruits, and animals began to return without fear to feed on the nice grasses growing there. Just by chanting or hearing these transcendental activities and pastimes of the brothers Krishna and Balaram, one can amass pious activities. Well, there's more, but from a shortage of time, we'll stop our reading there. There's more in the chapter. But we can appreciate something of the sweetness of Vrindavan and the lords of Vrindavan, Krishna and Balaram, and the great fortune of their cowherd friends, all highly exalted souls, promoted to that position after accumulating heaps and heaps of pious activities. We can appreciate the great fortune of all the residents of Vrindavan, even the trees, the bees. And we can aspire that if Krishna so desires, one day we may also go and live there. Why Dubai? Why this material world? And anyway, even if we think Dubai is wonderful, we can't stay here. Or if we find someplace else more wonderful, we can't stay there. Even if we go to the heavenly planets, we can't stay there. But yad gatvana nivartante tadhama paramama. If we go back to the spiritual abode of Krishna, then perfection, no coming back. The Lord Balaram is the original spiritual master. By the grace of Lord Balaram and the power of Lord Balaram, the grace of the spiritual master, power of the spiritual master, we can hope to go back home back to Godhead. So I'll stop here and thank you all. Hare Krishna.
Balaram Purnima Mahotsava ki jai. His Honor Jayadvaita Swami Maharaj ki jai. Prabhupada ki jai. I Gaur Premanand.
Hari Bol.
Maharaj, thank you very, very much.
Thank you,
I know
Srila.
Maharaj has very odd schedules of lectures to the US time. Every day 3 in the morning. And then tomorrow is going to be a jam-packed session with Maharaj addressing the youth between 7 and 9. He has an afternoon program and an evening program. So Maharaj, I'm not going to hold you much longer. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you so
His
much.
Holiness Jayadvaita Swami Maharaj ki jai. Prabhupada ki jai.
And thank you for such an enlivening program. I was a little, what's the word, irritated when I came. It was so late. And then the kirtan was so nice, and the association is so nice. It's like, we should go on and on and on. Thank you again. Hare Krishna.
Parmanand Prabhu, you're organizing Maharaj talk. Thank you very, very much, Maharaj. I think we've been very fortunate, blessed by your association. Almost since 1996 that you've been visiting us here. Many years, twice a year, sometimes for a whole week. And you spend 2-3 weeks traveling all over the Middle East. Thank you very, very much. Hare Krishna. I was just telling Maharaj for the first time that we as a family had an opportunity to serve Maharaj was in 1986. 1986, 85, 86 was the Parikrama, 85 actually, was the Padayatra that was headed by His Holiness Lokanath Swami Maharaj, that went all through tracing the steps of Lord Chaitanya, coming all over South India. And when Maharaj was in South India, we had an opportunity to, from the program, get him to our house, host him for a couple of programs with him. And after that, I met Maharaj only in 1996 at Srila Prabhupada's centennial in Sriram Mayapur. And since then, Maharaj has been visiting us here. Thank you, Maharaj, for guiding us, visiting us, and guiding us always. Thank you. So, I know it's getting late. Maharaj also said it is getting late. I know Dubai starts programs very late. Last 2 days we started early and finished early, so Maharaj has got accustomed to that. But then, I just wanted to make a quick announcement, and then we start off with another kirtan. Everyone will have an opportunity to see the aarti. Everyone, please take the opportunity to pull the jhula on the last day of Julan Yatra today. It's the season of Janmashtami. Today, Balaram Appearance Day. His Holiness Jayadvaita Swami Maharaj ki jai. Maharaj, you should have darshan of the Boga also. That's been offered today. And please, all of you can remain seated, please. So, today is also celebrated as Raksha Bandhan, right? What is Raksha Bandhan? Is actually tying a rakhi to the brother, asking for protection. And the real brother is Balaram. And Balaram is the Guru. And so we have to really seek protection from Guru for our life. So today, that's the occasion that we celebrate on the Balaram Appearance Day for the elder brother too. And of course, there are so many amazing stories of Balaram. We'll try and see how we can capture a couple of quick snippets of that on Sunday. And also listen to from Maharaj as well as from His Holiness Priti Vardhana Swami Maharaj from Mayapur Gurukul. Now it's Janmashtami on the 19th, next Friday. The posters for Janmashtami will be out tomorrow. And the posters kindly reach out to everybody. The Janmashtami, the main Janmashtami program this year is going to be celebrated. Unlike in the past at Sindhi Hall, this time it's going to be celebrated at the Sanmark International School. We have a big hall, we have an auditorium. 19th evening, we will start celebrations at 7 p.m., which will go on till almost midnight. So 19th, please make sure that either you take off, come for Seva, or be there definitely at 7 p.m. and stay through the night, through midnight at least. Then, on the 20th Saturday, we'll start a little late at around 11:30. We start with lunch, and only those who come before 12 will have lunch. And the rest will have lunch at their own houses, and you will come and join us. And we will start having programs from there on. And we're going to have 3 cultural shows at the Sanmark Auditorium that evening on Saturday. And on Sunday, we will start early, and we'll finish early by noon on Sunday. So that's the program for Janmashtami. 3 days of festivities, 19th, 20th, and 21st. So brace yourself. Start as soon as you get the poster tomorrow. Please reach out to all your friends and relatives and invite every one of them to come along and join us for Janmashtami. There are a lot of Seva opportunities. So please be connected for Seva opportunities. Okay. So now as Kirtans are going to be sung, I request you all, the Matajis can queue up on the left, pull the Julan there, the Prabhujis can queue up in the right, but silently. And everybody, even if the Prashadam will start getting served in the next 5-10 minutes, silently, without disturbing the Kirtans, let's enjoy the Kirtans. And there's no hurry that you have to queue up so that everybody can't see, but let's go on. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
हरि बोल, हरे कृष्ण। बलराम जयंती महोत्सव की जय। Which is that verse? Which is the Balaram? आरमना वहति दशन शिखरे धरणी तव लग्ना वसति दशन शिखरे धरणी तव लग्ना Sashini kalanka kale bali magna. What is the beginning? Vahasi vapushi vishadhe vasanam jaladabam halahati biti milita yamunabam Halahati biti milita yamunabam Keshavadrita haladara rupa Keshavadrita haladara rupa Jai Jagadisha Re
Jai Jagadish Hare, Jai Jagadish Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Krishna Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Boliye Hari Bol, everybody, please join in. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. How much time? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. बोलिए बोलिए हरि बोल। हरे राम, हरे राम, राम हरे कृष्णा, हरे कृष्णा, कृष्णा कृष्णा, हरे हरे, हरे राम, हरे राम, राम राम, हरे हरे। हरे राम, हरे राम, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Hare
Pallelu.
Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Oh, bolo, bolo, bolo. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I can't hear you. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Bolo, 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 Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Bolo, bolo, Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Come on, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Ram, Hare Hare. Ha! Oh, bolo, bolo. Louder, louder. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Oh, Hare. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Bolo, bolo, bolo. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hey, hey. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo, 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 bolo. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Rama Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We get last 2 minutes. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Cut panto. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Balaram Jayanti Mahotsava ki jai. Nitai Gaura Premanande. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. It looked like Andu was not going home at all today. Thank you all. I'd like to. Okay, I would like to thank all the Matajis for the wonderful decor. Thank you all, and I think it is Balaram Purnima Mataji's birthday today. Yesterday, day before yesterday. Thank you very much. But today's cake. Okay. Thank you all. Hare Krishna.
That's good enough. Thank you. Go have prasad quickly. Go have prasad.
Babu, look at how you saying Babu, my birthday.
Huh?
My Babu is birthday.
Yo?
My Babu is birthday.
Birthday? Who? Prabhu? Harish?